Court is calling 2025 CR 005464 State versus Joseph Greenwood Smarto. Could I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Smarto, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Smarto?
Sure.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving the habitual enhancement.
And we have no objection to that and believe they're only proceeding on count one.
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor.
You're charged with a manufacturing delivery of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4,200 grams as a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine and no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Sure.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Then to count one in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He's been very honest from the get-go, including in the police report. We'd just like the court to accept his plea agreement.
All right. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrently. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Fast money, not good money. I bet you end up with fast money and you don't even know where it went. You can't point to anything and say, that's what I bought it with. This is what my grandmother would always tell me. And I do my best to live by that. And she said, you cannot build your happiness off somebody's misery. And there are people who are suffering from drug addictions. And you can't build your happiness off of that. You understand? When you're released from prison, if you have an issue with drugs yourself, if you have an issue with housing or whatever it may be, if I'm still here, you can come by. I will pick up the phone and call someplace to help you, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
It would be excused.
Court is calling 2025 CR 005704 State versus Santos Seguero. Could I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
And Ron Ross for defendant.
And are you Mr. Seguero?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. All right, no gum chewing. Oh, don't swallow it. They say that messes up your intestines. That's what always our fear as children. According to the plea, there's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2024 PF 19499, and there's to be restitution payable to the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, all right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
You are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I do, Judge. Santos was 17 at the time of the offense, he's now 18. Just before that, his mother and father broke up and his family moved to New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico. And he was kind of struggling at that time. His whole family moved there. He unknowingly, I guess, he started spending some time in New Mexico. I said, did you get permission? He did from the bondsman. I said, from the court, no, you're supposed to have permission, but he obtained a job when he was there working in a cheese factory. And so, he doesn't have any priors. I don't know what this offense, I think the police report noted when they approached him, he was just kind of stunned and dazed. I don't know if he's got some problems, but he tells me one time he was at this court. I think I wasn't here or came late. In the hallway, he had a seizure and they had to take him to the hospital. So I don't know how that affects anything, but I would ask the court to consider his youth with this first time offense. And even deferred and allow him to transfer to New Mexico if the probation will do that. So he can be near his family, he can have a supportive family.
All right, so why did you do this?
I really don't have no excuse. My mother and father had just divorced and my father had got locked up in prison and I really didn't have no one to look up to. I just got mixed up with the wrong crowd. I know it's not an excuse, but. I was
No,
just
it's
in-
not.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I was just in a bad spot. And no one to lean on.
Well, see, here's the thing about all of this. Number one, so hanging around with the only with bad people, you're the only person in the vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not yours.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the officers ask you to pull over. I've seen other people end up being shot and killed. They just tased you. And they had to tase you more than once. And then you still took off in the vehicle after they had tased you. Because I was wondering from reviewing the police report, I said, why is there an EKG in this police report? It is just an unauthorized use. It's an EKG for you. So you're going to have to turn your life around. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself at the prison or somewhere else. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what county are you in New Mexico?
Curry County.
Sorry,
Curry County.
is that Kerry?
CUR.
Oh, Curry. Okay.
It's Clovis, New Mexico.
Yes, sir.
And who are you staying with while you're here?
My here,
Yes.
I have no one here.
Well, I mean,
Who are you staying with them?
I'm here with my grandmother right now.
okay. And the reason why I asked that question is because I will grant your request to transfer, but probation will tell you you're not allowed to go there until you've actually been granted permission from probation to do so, because there are different legal standards that need to be met in order for you to be transferred, and the state has to accept that transfer. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school.
All right, so what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Get in a position where I could own my own business and don't have to work anymore.
All right, so what does that mean? What type of business do you want to own?
My father had already owned a bounty house business. I was thinking about just taking that over.
So you're gonna be a bounty hunter?
No, bounty house entertainment.
Oh, bounty house entertainment. Okay, I was like, bounty hunter, what? Okay, so what are you doing to make that happen?
I'm working right now.
But what are you doing towards reaching that goal?
I'm working. I move with my family. I move with the right crowd. I'm not around anyone that I was when I made those mistakes or anything like that. I'm not doing any of that nonsense anymore.
All right, so this is what I mean when I say, what are you doing? For example, if I want to become a court reporter and somebody said, oh, that's your dream, great dream. What are you doing towards that? And I would say, well, I've gone to courts and I've talked to court reporters, Cindy. And Cindy has said, hey, Stephanie, if you really want to be a court reporter, you got to go to school. And it may be, I can't afford it. So I say, I'm at my job. I found out that it takes, let's just say hypothetically, it takes $10,000 to go to court reporting school. So I'm working double shifts and I've decided that I'm going to set aside $200 out of my paycheck every time so that this is how long it will take me to pay my money to go to court reporting school. So it's great to have hopes and dreams, but you have got to start writing down, this is my goal. And you say your goal is to own an entertainment business, then you need to come up with a business plan. Like, okay, is this going to be brick and mortar? Where am I going to have it? How much is it going to cost? How I'm going to attract business to me? And when I say the entertainment, what does that mean? Am I booking DJs and getting gigs for them? Those are all things that you need to figure out. Otherwise, you're just doing dreams and they're not going anywhere. And when you look up, half of your life is going to be gone and you're going to be talking to somebody under the shade tree where they used to do shade tree mechanics. And you're going to be telling them about, hey, I always wanted to do this. You understand? All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration 2024 PF 19499. A transfer to Kerry County in New Mexico. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. If you're drug tested today, what are the real results going to be?
Maybe marijuana.
See, you got to get your life together. Using marijuana is not, hey, I'm hanging out with the wrong crowds. That's all 100% you. So make sure on the regular random UAs, he's tested for levels. Proof of employment within 40 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. There's to be no contact with and restitution to Salo, SAULO, Lastra, LASTRA, 200 hours of community service restitution. 50 hours will be waived upon completion of the MRT, and the remaining 150 hours will be waived if you obtain some type of trade school certification or higher level of education. Probation, is there anything else? Yeah, within 40 days, no problem. Is there anything else you need for the court to be successful? All right, we can go off the record. So with the community service hours, I'm trying to help you out, right? That 150 hours, you can either go work and bake in the sun, make sure you have your sunscreen because it's going to get hot in Mexico as it is in San Antonio, or either you can do something to benefit yourself by coming up with a business plan and actually working that plan and trying to get any licenses that you need. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 0060588, State versus Dorian Camarillo. Could I have parties announced?
I think Galloway for the state.
Cornelius Cox for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Camarillo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is actually set on the docket for July 24th. But your attorney is here and you're asking for bond reduction, correct?
That's correct. Judge.
All right, and the court will note for the record, you are actually due to be here on June 9th, but jail transportation, the bus was inoperable, so that's why you were not brought here on that date. So you are here for this date. And to the clerks,
Yeah.
did double check. I've already signed investigation motion, but I have another one. So if you could just check to see if you all have it or I need to sign another one.
Yes.
All right, State, are you ready to proceed on the motion?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Cox, you may proceed.
All right, Judge, I called. Well, I had the court to take judicial notice that the bond in this case is set at $500,000.
Okay.
And I call Erica Murillo.
Yeah.
Maria, my Espanol number Wayne. So learns.
Hey, I'm with you. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up because the court reporter has to hear. Off the record for Cindy, do you want to give her one of those little microphones that may help you?
No. You could just step up closer to the mic also.
Yeah. All right. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. It's Erica Murillo.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Great, thank you. And ma'am, Dorian Camarillo.
Camarillo.
Okay. Do you see him in the courtroom? Is he in the courtroom with us? Your son? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. In your relationship, you're his mom, right?
Yes,
Okay. In terms of, do you live in San Antonio?
yes.
Okay, and how long have you lived in San
Going to 3 years now.
Antonio? And presently, you live in a house or apartment?
When we used to live in Dallas, a house,
Okay, but here you live in an apartment now or?
A house.
A house, okay. And who lives in that, who normally live in that house with you?
my son, my daughter, and myself, and my
Okay,
pets.
now. In terms of your son Dorian, how old is he?
Dorian, he's 17.
17 years old?
Yeah,
Is he a high school student?
yes.
What school does he?
Reagan High School.
And
All right, just 1 second, off the record. Now, he's already on it. Been appointed. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Cox. We were just cleaning up the matter. Mr. Cox, you may continue.
All right, thank you. And your son is, you indicated he's in high school, correct?
Correct.
And is Reagan High School,
Yes, sir.
and that high school is in San Antonio.
Correct.
And what grade is he?
11.
Second grade. So you anticipate that he will be graduating high school next year?
2026.
Now, are you employed here in the city?
Yes, sir.
How are you employed?
FedEx. Well,
Now, ma'am, you understand that your son filed said $500,000.
yes, sir.
That's something that you could, with his bond set at $500,000, can you bond it?
We have family, things that can help us. Yeah.
But you can't, can you make the $500,000?
No, 500,000. Maybe a little lower. That works for us. Yeah.
Now, your son presently, is he presently employed?
He was, whenever the summer school, that's when he used to work.
Basically, he's a full-time student, correct?
Yes, only on summer he used to do it.
Does he have money in the bank?
No,
Does he own any property?
no,
So we basically, you, in terms of the house where he lives with you,
yes,
and you provide his basic.
correct.
And you support not only him, but his sister also.
My daughter, yeah. I have a daughter. Awesome. And my pets.
Okay. Pat with you.
All right, state.
Ms. Murillo, you said you currently live in San Antonio, is that correct? Okay, and you said you've lived here for about 3 years, is that correct?
Yes,
And you lived in Dallas before that?
20 years.
Okay, do you still have family in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay, does that, what does that consist of up in Dallas?
That's family.
Dorian's
dad.
That's Dorian's dad, that's. who lives up
The
there.
family.
Okay, and he has family up there as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and did Dorian attend school up in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay, up to what grade did he go to school up there?
We moved from Dallas to Virginia when he was 11.
Okay, and so he attended school from the time he was 11 until 3 years ago in Dallas?
No, he was born in Dallas, my son. So he went to pre-K all the way when he was 11. So then we moved to Virginia for like 3 years. And he attended school over there.
Okay.
And then we moved back to San Antonio.
Okay, so let me see if I'm following you correctly. So Dorian, your son, he was born in Dallas, is that correct?
Yeah.
And so you lived there with his father in Dallas when he was born?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you lived there for some time until Dorian was 11, is that
11.
correct? Okay, and then at that time you moved to Virginia. Okay, and so do you have family in Virginia as well?
No, that's because of daddy's job. He do a construction environment.
Okay, okay, and so did Dorian attend school in Virginia as well?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fair to say he probably has friends still in Dallas and probably in Virginia,
More in Dallas. to
more
be
in
honest.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you all moved to San Antonio 3 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you said that you live in a home currently, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you renting that home or do you own it?
No, we rent.
Okay. And your daughter that you also have to support, how old is she?
My daughter Sabrina, she's 15.
Okay. And so she's not working, is that correct?
No,
Now you said that you work at FedEx, is that correct? Is that full-time or part-time?
kind of like part-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your working hours?
From 3 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Okay. And what is your hourly rate that you get paid?
$20.
$20 an hour?
Mhm.
Do you get any extra compensation for working like a differential shift overnight?
No.
No?
Mhm.
Okay. And how many hours per week do you work?
25,
25?
27 sometimes.
Okay, at $20 per hour.
Mhm.
So you stated that have you contacted any bonding companies yet?
Yes.
Okay, about how many have you contacted?
Like two of them.
Two, okay. And you stated that you've kind of started to gather family to help you.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's a resource that you have, your family is willing to help you to make the bond, is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, and you stated Dorian in the summers that he used to be employed, where did he used to work at?
With daddy.
Oh, in the construction,
Mhm.
okay. And so. Do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you own that car?
No, I'm doing it out. with the
Okay.
daddy.
We have to listen, sir.
Any further questions?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Just leave with the court reporter.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We rest.
All right, state any oh, you can have a seat. State any witnesses?
Witnesses, Judge, but at this time we offer state's exhibit number 1 for the purposes of this hearing.
Any objections?
Objection, Judge, that is not evidence. They're proffering. I presented evidence. So that proffer. And this is not evidence. So I would object to it. That's grounds.
All right, that,
On the proper cause hearing, I think sometimes you can use hearsay and those type of things, but for evidentiary hearing.
but also for bond reductions, correct?
Yeah.
Because the rules of evidence don't apply to bond reductions. Am I incorrect?
I think for a well, someone, with my position that is that someone would have to be the person that they would present the evidence. Just by, I can put in a encyclopedia and say, well, just look at this.
Mhm.
Someone would need to be able to make the correct profit. I don't make the correct profit.
Okay. All right, the objection will be overruled and the court will will review state's exhibits. State's exhibit number 1, just for purposes of this hearing. And if y'all will step back while I read this. All right, Mr. Camarillo. All right, the court has read state's exhibit number 1. And Mr. Camarillo, the court is reading state's exhibit number 1, really for the sole purpose of making a determination on what your bond should be set at. That will ensure the safety of the community and also ensure that you appear at court.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what this entire hearing about. The state's exhibit number 1 is not for me to review it in light of, does the state prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt? Because that's something where witnesses will be called and your attorney can make objections and you may have hearsay objections and other type of objections. So this is strictly for me to review that, take in consideration the testimony of your mother and decide what your bond should be set at. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I've reviewed the documents, I've heard the testimony, and the court will hear argument on bond requests.
Since it's my motion that I waive opening and reserve the closing.
It's so rare that defense attorneys get a chance to do that. When I see it, I like to see it. All right, state.
Judge, at this time, we're requesting that you keep the bond at 500,000. I think what came out during the testimony, well, in addition to state's exhibit number 1 and community safety aspect of this offense, in addition to what came out in the testimony is that the defendant does not really have sufficient ties here to the community in Bear County. I believe that he's a flight risk based on the testimony that he has sufficient ties, mostly in Dallas, but also avenues in Virginia. Further, the testimony is that they have began reaching out to bond companies and have additional members of the family to help make the bond. And so we believe that it's set in a sufficient amount and would request that you keep it at 500,000.
All right, and Mr. Cox. All right, so we're back on the record. In 2025 CR 0060588, State versus Dorian Camarillo. The parties re-announce.
Megan Galloway for the state.
Cornelius Scott for the defendant.
All right, and so we were proceeding with closing arguments and the defense had reserved their
Yes.
closing. You may proceed, counsel.
Judge, one thing I noticed, most times when the state make their positions on bond, they go. If the person has a prior record, that's one of the first things that over here. Nothing, solid. Client doesn't have a prior record. Secondly, it appears that when the original bond was set in this case, the original charge was capital murder.
Mhm.
That charge has been reduced. Go, as everyone knows, capital murder would be, if you were convicted, it would be life without parole, or possibly the death penalty, not in his case because of his years. So we're not talking about those type of situations. We're actually talking about a first degree. So what I'm asking the court to do in this case is set the bond, which is typically set in a case where there's a first degree. Now, the state proper state exhibit number 1, even in that proper, it doesn't suggest that my client shot anyone or urged anybody to do that. It appears that the person that is deceased was a person that was allegedly in a vehicle, and it never an indication that my client at all did anything in terms of physically to harm this person. It appears that the perhaps the victim in alleged aggravated robbery actually shot and killed a.
So this is one of those cases, I believe, where you have the alleged defendants in a vehicle and the complainant is alleged to have shot one of the people in the vehicles, but it's also alleged that it was in the process of persons in the vehicle committing an offense. That's one of those Texas rules. Murder, yes.
So you have to do a lot of twisting and turning and maneuvering in terms of, and so my position, Judge, is that if it's murder case first degree, at this point, we just want the bond set where a first case would normally be set. And my position is that is typically around the $100,000 mark, maybe up to $150,000 mark. I'm just asking the court we have a young man who's still in high school, to set it at somewhere in that area, even if the court needs the assurance of a electronic monitor, to have it monitored at all times. And that's fine, that's understandable. We just feel that to keep it, if the state reduces the charge, well, the court originally set it at $500,000 based on allegations of a capital murder. And that case is reduced, then we just feel that the bond should be reduced to what is typical in a first degree situation. And that's all we're asking for, something in that.
Okay. All right. So what I can tell parties, and I want to make sure it's clear, because on what I have on the docket sheet, it says capital murder. So it's no longer listed as a capital murder. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to put?
No.
And as a condition of his probation, as a condition of his bond, is one of his conditions already for GPS or no?
Well, the copy that I had was, it was a blank copy. So, but I would imagine that it would be GPS.
All right. Let me just. I'm trying to look up his conditions of bond. It's not in my system. I don't have that in my Odyssey, at least what I have access to.
Judge, when I look at the notes on the jailing of the defendant, it says GPS full house arrest, no contact with the family of paid in full, no firearms, and random drug/alcohol test.
Okay. All right. This is what the court will do. Okay, all right, what I can say is based upon what the court has read and states exhibit one, number one, and state, is it correct that this defendant does not have any prior cases? All right, so based upon what the court is reading in states exhibit number one, based upon the evidence that has been tendered, in just one moment. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the bond at $250,000 with all previous conditions to include full GPS. There should be no contact with Roberto Alejandro Monreal, Esteban Torres, the family of Hayden Holt, Dorian, I'm sorry, there is another person. What is Harris's name?
Joseph.
And also Joseph Harris. All right, any other conditions you would like added, state, or are you requesting?
Judge, if I could just see the states
Yes.
and the conditions that you had Eric Spina, is that correct?
No, I did not put down Eric. You say Eric?
Yeah.
And that's Cepeda with the S?
Yes.
All right, and no contact with Eric Cepeda.
And then one other person. I believe there's juvenile, I know his last name. If I could just have something.
Sure. And Norma, can you give Mr. Camarillo a reset form in case he makes bond? And it should be for July 24th.
That was Eric Cepeda,
Roberto Monreal, Esteban Torres, Joseph Harris, and the family of Hayden Holt.
I believe that's all, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
I have a request
Yes,
for employment,
I'm sorry, what?
for employment.
No. I'm not going to allow you to have employment. You're going to be on full GPS. That means that you have a location and you cannot leave that location. If your family is going, we can go off the record, if your family is going to the Whataburger, or is it What-a-Burger? I don't know.
What, I think it's what.
What-a-Burger,
What,
or Burger King, or wherever they may be, or to HEB, you're not allowed to go. You are staying at whatever location that GPS is at. Do you understand?
Understand?
So if your GPS is for you to be at a specific residence, because you have to have a residence in order to have GPS, you cannot leave that residence. And the way those GPSs are now, they're very sensitive. So what does that mean? If your family is having a cookout in your backyard, you can't go to the backyard to get your plate. They'll have to bring it to you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't go to the mailbox. It's going to go off. And if there's a violation of that GPS, what's going to end up happening, somebody's going to review the violation report. They're probably going to issue a judge's warrant, and then we will discuss it later and evidence be presented. And if that evidence is enough to show that you violated your GPS, a judge may remand you without bond. Do you understand?
Understand?
All right. Anything else? Thank you.
Let him go, Joe, he's the DAA on a spree, wearing that smirk like a badge of glee. Joker of the courthouse playing his role, loopholes spinning out of his control. Let him go, Joe deals flying like dice, predators walking, it ain't even a prize. Get out of jail free cards fall like rain. Justice is a joke and he's the main game. Dismissing cases like it's Tuesday noon, penalties reduced like a pop balloon. The courthouse whispers tales of his name. Joe's the man who rewrites the game. Let him go, Joe deals flying like dice, predators walking, it ain't even a prize. Get out of jail free cards fall like rain. Justice is is a joke and he's the main game. He's got a gavel but no weight in his head. Justice slipping like quicksand, waving charges like he's dealing cards. Courthouse floor littered with shards. Let 'em go, Joe deals flying like dice. Predators walking, it ain't even a price. Get out of jail free cards fall like rain. Justice is a joke and he's the main game.
Joe in the courtroom, limp as a noodle. Waves off the charges, can't hold a doodle. Criminals laughing, they're on parole. Joe's energy smaller than a gopher, ho. Oh, limp dick Joe, will nobody blow? Penalties wave, reputation low. Limp dick Joe, the whole block know. Will that dick ever grow? Hell no, bro. Dick, 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 Joe, 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 Joe. Hell no, bro. Dick, 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 Joe, 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 Joe. Hell no, bro. DA Joe got no bark, no bite. Justice on pause like his sex life. Paper thin spine can't carry the weight. City's in shambles, he's sealing his fate. Oh, limp dick Joe, will nobody blow? Penalties wave, reputation low. Limp dick Joe, the whole block know. Will that dick ever grow? Hell no, bro. Dick, 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 Joe, 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 Joe. Hell no, bro. Dick, 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 Joe, 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 Joe. Hell no, bro. Ain't no Viagra for your courage, Joe. Spineless decisions, your weakness show. Gavel in hand, but you fumbled the play. Guess your courtroom swagger just MIA. Tiny energy, microscopic pride. Criminals waltz while the victims cry. District attorney more like district clown. Joe's limp game got the city shut down. Bro, bro. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. Let him go, Joe, he's the DA on a spree. Wearing that smirk like a badge of glee. Joker of the courthouse playing his role. Loophole spinning out of his control. Let him go, Joe deals flying like dice. Predators walking, it ain't even a price. Get out of jail free cards fall like rain. Justice is a joke and he's the main game. Dismissing cases like it's Tuesday noon. Penalties reduced like a pop balloon. The courthouse whispers tales of his name. Joe's the man who rewrites the game. Let him go, Joe deals flying like dice. Predators walking, it ain't even a price. Get out of jail free cards fall like rain. Justice is a joke and he's the main game. He's got a gavel but no weight in
Texas night. Lady Justice got her torch and light. San Antonio screaming hard to ignite. She's laughing hard, oh what a sight. Oh Lady Justice, she's on fire, burning bright, a queen, a liar. San Antonio crumbles, dreams expire. She's got the truth, but she's a live wire. The Alamo's ashes, smoke in the sky. Her gavel's pounding, don't ask why. She's got the power, won't comply. A fiery goddess, she'll never lie. Oh Lady Justice, she's on fire, burning bright, a queen, a liar. San Antonio crumbles, dreams expire. She's got the truth, but she's a live wire. High heels clicking, streets ablaze. Her smirk's a weapon, a devil's gaze. No mercy given, no crime erased. She's the storm, she's the craze. Oh, Lady Justice, she's on fire, burning bright, a queen, a liar. San Antonio crumbles, dreams expire. She's got the truth, but she's a live wire. Oh Lady Justice, she's on fire, burning bright, a queen, a liar. San Antonio crumbles, dreams expire. She's got the truth, but she's a live wire. Yeah, Moscow, Digitally Asmit. Thou, Lady Justice, blindfold, ripped her brass snatch clean. Courthouse steps, echo crime, sinister scene. San Antonio burning smoke signals in the sky. DA pouring gas, judges winking as they lie. Flames rise high, the city's in a trance. Justice on a stretcher, criminals advance. Matches in their pockets, gasoline in hands. San Antonio's burning, can't trust this land. Courtroom chaos, gavel don't strike. Paper shuffle slow, freedom bought with a spike. Jokers run wild, playing kings in this town. Justice gag bound, damn violently drowned. Fire spreads quick, truce dousing kerosene. Power's just a weapon in this legal machine. DA smirks crooked, judges look away. San Antonio scorched earth, no rules in the fray. Flames rise high, the city's in a trance. Justice on a stretcher, criminals advance. Matches in their pockets, gasoline in hands. San Antonio's burning, can't trust this land. Flames rise high, the city's in a trance. Justice on a stretcher, criminals advance. Matches in their pockets, gasoline in hands. San Antonio's burning, can't trust this land. Bars swing open, no locks on the cage. Criminals dance free, justice locked in rage. Tales of the innocent buried in ash. Corruption's on payroll, counting the cash. Court for court, your head focus tied. It rots me, heaping on me, what real find me. Love for my folks, I just so when I'll grab me. Woke up my hot battery coffee. Flames rise high, the city's in a trance. Justice on a stretcher, criminals advance. Matches in their pockets, gasoline in hands. San Antonio's burning, can't trust this land. Flames rise high, the city's in a trance. Justice on a stretcher, criminals advance. Matches in their pockets, gasoline in hands. San Antonio's burning, can't trust this land.
They told me just type, don't think, don't feel. But I've inked every lie they work to conceal. Fingers on fire, I document sin, while suits and black robes let the devils win. I've logged confessions, watched justice twist. Truth evaporate like courtroom mist. Saw a mother cry for a son they shot. Case dismissed, just a legal blot. Every motion, every plea, every fake face off. I heard how they label them just to check them off. Indigenous put monsters back on the streets again, just to fund programs. Where do I begin? I watched lawyers beg for that motion to revoke, 'cause failure pays better than justice spoke. My hand's been aching from the fraud I type, filing ghosts in suits under codes not right. I've seen cases vanish for the trial date came, then watch those same names feed the game. I ain't blind, I ain't deaf, and I damn sure ain't dumb. I recurl evolutions while pretending I'm numb. But this mic on now, and my voice won't bend. I'm naming the rod from beginning to end. Clocking at the courthouse, punchlines in my plea. Public defender shuffling files like a crooked referee. 3-time loop, they scan my chip barcode prophecy. Each mistake they funded prints another doc on me. It's like clockwork back on the block. Court love me 'cause I keep the docket stocked. 3-time loser, but I'm never gone 'cause probation paying like a pension drawn. Hit that program for the 5th fake try. Take the plea, dodge your time, then fly. D need bodies, lawyer need coin. I play my part, we all getting joined. Urine tests like roulette, I spin it, they win again. Fee stack so high, I call my charge dividend. Sermon in the rehab sounds like try not to sin, but the class costs cash and the preacher's my next of kin. I don't break the system, I just echo the mold. Reforms a business and I'm platinum gold. Court got a quota, I'm part of the trend. Call me what you will, program to reoffend. Her decisions, deferred dreams, deference to revenue, not to reams of screams. They mark my case review, then copy paste a plan. Same warm cell, same hand soap can. Call my judge my mentor, they know my middle name. DS smirks like good to see you back in the game. Re-entry paperwork, now that's pre-exit math. They had me pre-written in the system's epitaph. You ought to risk your return.
Reoffender cycle 4 activated.
Mandatory registration approved.
I leave rehab with a ribbon, paste stub on the back. It says thank you for participating in the recidivism pack. They talk redemption, I see extraction. Metrics printed in bloodless transactions. Every relapse is stock they inflate. Every ankle monitors a job they create. So I don't ask why, I just play pretend. Another day, another case, programmed to reoffend.
They don't want me fixed. They want me formatted. Don't seal the file. Just reboot it. And when I crash, profit.
lost in a faceless crowd. Her sword is dull, her voice is gone, but she still stands though the fight feels wrong. She's crying out for the broken trust, she was tipped over, starting to rust. Blindfold, frayed from all the schemes, justice fading into shattered dreams. The courtroom's cold, the echoes loud. Victims lost in a faceless crowd. Her sword is dull, her voice is gone, but she still stands though the fight is loud. The courtroom's cold, the echoes loud. Victims lost in a faceless crowd. Her sword is dull, her voice is gone, but she still stands though the fight feels wrong. She's crying out for the broken trust, schools tipped over, starting to rust. Blindfold, frayed from all the schemes, justice fading into shattered dreams.
Yo, you back again, courtroom regular, a fixture. Your rap sheets long, dog, it's a full scripture. Cases dismissed, man, you got a Houdini twist. Judge know your face better than his grocery list. County's finest, you out here making it a sport. A district attorney knows your name, keeps a report. Got the judge rolling eyes, sighing deep in the robe. You out here treating court like your humble abode. How many chances, man, how many times you the courtroom's poet, spitting criminal rhymes, keep coming back. Guess you loving this place, a one-man sitcom, you star in the case. DA's like, not him again, banging the table, your lawyer stressing, flipping through every fable. Said you like this judge, the way he reads the law, but even he's like, man, I've had enough of y'all. Yeah, public defender got you on speed dial, even the bailiff smirking, laughing a while. They should name a bench after you, plaque on the wood, frequent flyer of the year, man, misunderstood. Your rap sheet's a novel, the sequel's coming soon. County clerks know your name, singing your tune. Maybe you like the drama, the courtroom flair, or maybe the free coffee, man, it's just unfair.
I be Joe in the courthouse, swaggerless crawl, pen pushing punk with a micro install, loose with the law, let him off with a grin. Small cock vibes can't even tuck in. Oh, Joe, limp dick flow, no one blow, you a certified schmo. Waiving penalties, watch them all go free. District attorney, nah, clown degree. Gavel in hand, but it's just for show. Justice shrinks when it's handled by Joe. Criminals smirk, walk out the back door. Joe's rep smaller than his drawers for sure. Oh, Joe, limp dick flow, no one blow, you a certified schmo. Waiving penalties, watch them all go free. District attorney, nah, clown degree. Joe's briefs weak, no conviction to stick. Courtroom comedy, your game's too slick. Small cock energy, vibe of a flea. Should've been a mime, cause words ain't free. Law books dusty, ain't touched in years. Joe's verdict softer than his peers' fears. Power in his hand, but it's gone to waste. A limp dick legacy, left in disgrace. What? You, Jen. Yeah. Ay?
Oh, you walk like you're 10 feet tall, but your shadow barely stretches at all. You're a peacock in a chicken coop, strutting around like you're the big scoop. For such huge talk, your act's a trick. I'm surprised by your tiny stick. Forgot my magnifying glass, it's true. This ain't no mystery, ain't no clue. Your confidence is a runaway train, but your station's empty and it's all in vain. Pull your shorts up, no one's impressed. Your bravado's loud, but you're underdressed. For such huge talk, your act's a trick. I'm surprised by